let's move on to the next story. This one is close to my heart. Attacks on journalists. NMC opposes media blacklist against MPs who assault journalists.
Yeah.
Now, I find this, let me read the story first before I make my comments. GJA's blacklisting directive dysfunctional and unproductive. This is coming from the NMC.
It's coming from the chairman of the NMC.
No, well, I'm just reading the story.
I can see the front page.
So let me get into the story.
So let's deal with the chairman of the NMC.
Okay, let me read the story now. Relax. It's like you came with fire. The chairman of the National Media Commission, NMC, Yao Buedu Ayeboafo, appears to be on a collision course with the Ghana Journalists Association over a directive issued by the association to media houses to blacklist 2 MPs accused of attacking journalists. Now, while condemning assaults on journalists, he described the GJA's directive as dysfunctional and unproductive to the public interest and advocating for the utilization of legal avenues to combat such acts of impunity against journalists. He made these remarks during an election reporting workshop for journalists organized by the GJA and the U.S. Embassy Ghana Elections 2024 project in Kumasi. And I'm going to quote, "Let me turn my attention to the recent vile attacks on journalists for exercising their primary obligation of informing our people. This has resulted in the equally unilateral decision of the GJA in calling for a boycott of a blackout or blacklist of such people. While the approach is popular, it is dysfunctional. I hold the position that while it is disheartening for journalists to be attacked violently, the unilateral resolve to black out or boycott the MPs is not the most productive reaction. We cannot fight impunity with impunity. I will support any efforts to ensure that justice is done against all such deviant acts rather than a blackout or boycott. We must follow the rule of law and due process," he asserted. Now, the GJA president responded. He expressed, so the story says, President of GJA, Albert Jumfo, in response, expressed disappointment in the comments of the NMC's chair and insisted that the GJA exhausted all relevant law institutions before going ahead with the directive. We see this situation, the media itself, as abnormal, and in abnormal situations, you don't need dysfunctional or functional minds to treat abnormal situations. You deal with it abnormally, and that is the position of the GJA. And it goes on to add, "I am utterly shocked that no other person came here to use our platform to chastise us than the NMC chair. He's a senior journalist and a veteran, and he didn't take his time to even ascertain from us what informed the decision. He hasn't communicated to us. He just came here to say it is dysfunctional, and he said he couldn't give us functional ways to solve it, and he has run away." I'll leave it there. Let me start with you, Mensah.
Yes.
On this matter.
I think that there is no difference between the chairman of the NMC, Yabodu Ayeboafo, and Dr. Baumia.
What has it got to do with Dr. Baumia?
There is no difference.
Please avoid addressing Baumia in this case. We are dealing with this matter. Otherwise, I will go.
Why?
No, otherwise I will leave you.
You want to tell me what to say?
Yes.
No, you can't tell me
No,
what
but
to
I'm
say.
guiding the conversation. That's why I'm here.
No, please.
Otherwise,
please.
you can go on TikTok and do your own conversation.
Let me
Do you understand?
let me address the
it's
issue.
Very easy.
Who I bring in is none of your concern. Yes, please. Let me address the issue.
Restrain yourself and
why you don't want me to talk about Dr. Baumia?
He's
He's a vice president. Why?
What has it got to do with this matter?
So, but you've not given me the opportunity to speak, and you're already telling me. So let me make my point. You see, this is a man who have supervised, as chairman of the NMC, you know, the NMC, the specific reason why the NMC was set up by law was to protect the rights of the media and to ensure that the interest of the media is adequately protected. The NMC is like a referee. The NMC is the commission responsible for adjudicating disputes when issues arises between either a media house or an operator and a private person or an individual, or when there's any issue concerning the practice of media in Ghana. Under his watch as chairman of the NMC, media house has been attacked. In fact, we've seen thugs storm media houses. We've seen journalists being beaten to pulp. We've seen all manner of attacks on the media. We haven't heard him. We are only hearing of this man, Yabodu Ayeboafo, only when the GJA has taken drastic steps to protect its members. Now we are hearing of the NMC. Now the NMC.
And by the way, just to add to what you're saying, by the way, it's not just GJA. At the last presser where they actually issued the second blackout, the Prempag was there, Gibber was there. So it's a whole group of media practitioners.
Yes, and this man, who you as you claim is a journalist. I don't think this man is a journalist.
No, I don't claim he was
a journalist.
He's
still a journalist.
The GJA president referred to him as a senior journalist and a veteran.
A senior journalist talking like this.
He's about graphic. He headed.
And he used to be. He was editor of a graphic.
Yeah.
You see. So you see the media.
Years ago.
You see why I say that the media, you are your own problems. You are your own problems. We have an information minister who was a journalist. Under his watch, we've seen the most barbaric attack on the media ever seen in the history of this country. But we have the Minister for Information who's a former journalist, your own member. Now you have the chairman of the NMC who is also a former journalist. So you people, they are beating you. They are not paying you people well. They are beating you. They are disrespecting you. They are doing all manner of things.
They have signed into law. They have passed the right to information bill.
And then when you,
they have passed the right to information
yourselves
bill.
rise to the
it's now a law.
To positions where you can take decisions to protect your fellow members. Look at the ridiculousness of the things he's saying. That I should sit down for somebody to come to my house, come and attack me, come and beat me to pulp. The following day, I should give the same person the platform to come and talk. According to this man, a former journalist, he should be ashamed of himself for speaking like this. He should be ashamed, and he doesn't deserve our attention. He's a failed journalist, this man. He's a failed journalist. How can he talk like this? So if somebody come and marry your daughter, and take your daughter and go and beat your daughter, and your daughter runs and come back home, you carry your daughter to go to the man and say that, continue beating my daughter. You have children who can become journalists tomorrow. You have children who can become. So if your children become journalists tomorrow, they should beat them. And tomorrow they should go and put the microphone on the mouth of the same people who beat them to pulp. That is what you are telling us. That's the legacy you are living at the NMC. So if the NMC have taken sides between a matter involving journalists on one side, and then politicians who are attacking the journalists on one side, and the journalist chairman of the NMC has taken the side of the attackers, then what more can we see? So now you understand why I say this man is no different from Dr. Bawumia. you understand? The same things Dr. Bawumia came to tell us on Wednesday, that he has brought taxes on all of us. He doesn't care. He came from cabinet on Wednesday to come and deliver a speech. He's going back to cabinet this Wednesday. He's going back to cabinet. He's going to sit at cabinet from now till 7th December, to 7th January 2024 or 2025. He's going to be a member of cabinet. He's going to sit there. But all the taxes that he has compounded on us, he will not do anything about it still going to chair the EMT. He's not going to do anything about it, but we should vote for him.
Okay.
And then after we voted for him, he's going to remove the taxes. You see the two of them. Look at the mindset. Yabodo Aiwaf on one side, Dr. Baumi on one side. Same currency.
Okay, thank you very much. So,
well, I think it was. This is the worst comment.
I find him as an interesting character, in the sense that he's the one big voice that defended Kennedy Japan when he exposed Ahmed Swale.
Yeah, he was.
He came out to defend him fully.
I'll tell you.
So the question is,
I'll
is
tell
he
you,
acting in the
one of the
interest
things
media,
we have to do in this country without fear or favor is to expose some of the respected, in quotes now, in respected big men. Some of these journalists we are calling senior journalists in the past, when Rawlings was in power, these were the men who were talking about journalists' rights with senior journalists Kweku Baku, respectfully I say. But I'm surprised how they've just, I've not heard any comment from respected journalists like Kweku Baku on such issues. It's sad. You expect all of them to come together. I can't decide when they should talk. But I think how they were very active, they should be active all throughout. How can you come out and betray your own fold of journalists? That the one who reacted in response of a barbaric act, do you know what could have happened? Is it when only the person dies, God forbid, that we get concerned? One was shot. So it is only, that should be the only one. Look, you see, truancy and barbarism, it is fed by ignorance and ignoring. When you ignore it, it starts with a pinch, it goes to a slap, and then they don't care the next action. So if you touch a journalist and their blackout is on you, that's the least to start with. It didn't mean, JJ didn't say go and slap them. Also, he go and hit them back.
Yeah.
He just said, look, give them a blackout, so that they know the importance, the role we play in this whole discourse. What is the role of a journalist?
Don't cover their story.
Just don't cover their story.
Yeah.
If the person is a street fighter, slapping people around, I should go and cover his news. For what? And then, if I want to believe that what he mentioned it as a personal view. But if he was speaking in the capacity as the chairman of the NMC.
No, he doesn't have a personal view.
But
he chairs the NMC.
You can't separate
it. Chairman of the
he
NMC.
Came as a guest.
I'm glad.
He came as a guest at the GJA event.
I'm glad that both of you can say he's the chairman and he was acting in the capacity as the chair.
No, because he came to a GJA
then
event and he was speaking
NMC,
as chairman of NMC.
The NMC as an institution is a shame. Because look, it's a media. Who holds the front of the media? Without journalists, what is the media work? Those who go and come. So as a mother, you failed to protect your child. Then your first son decides that, look, the person who attacked his junior brother should not come into their house again. Because he can't be even sure. Don't come there. There's drama. That's a village square. Everybody meets there. He says, no, don't come around. Because we can't even be sure of your behavior. Then as a mother, you come to query the senior brother who was actually telling the person who attacked the junior brother not to come here again.
It's a very shameless.
What logic is this?
Very, very shameless.
You know how I started this year with you on this table? How I mentioned that your job, how dangerous it is.
Yeah.
You don't even know who is coming at you the next time.
Yeah.
For even saying the truth. I was looking, look, the journalist, the lady who actually exposed the minister's issue about hoarding money in the house. In a meeting, she was saying how scared she was for her life, the number of times she had to just get down before her junction and then smuggle herself to the house. All these.
Wow.
Especially when you have heard about Ahmed Swale. Yeah. After hearing that, and just yesterday, this other one, the gentleman who actually was also chased out of the country that national security had to protect him, the other gentleman who wrote the book, Manasseh. Okay. After listening to the Manassehs and what they went through, then you come back as Ayeboafo, and then we are respecting you as our senior man, and then your statement is rather against those who actually were reacting for their safety.
You see, this is an election year. Okay, this is an election year. And in an election year, we know how tense the country is. And we know how polarized. And this is the time you need to nip the attack on the media and journalists in the bud. Otherwise, when it gets to the heat of the campaign, these politicians will be beating and maiming the journalists left, right, center.
But you know, my final take on this thing, I'll call on journalists and then the GJA to respectfully, and I underline the word respectfully, totally ignore the NMC and their chairman. Totally ignore the statement. I mean, don't even respond to it. The guy
should be removed from office.
There's no
it's
need.
Not about ignore. He should be removed from office.
They shouldn't even write anything official to protest to him. It is a mother who doesn't even know about what to do. A mother who is confused. In fact, a mother in quotes who is insane. I mean, do you know who a media person is? You think you people you bring news for discussion? You don't bring this news for discussion. You expose rot in society. Look, some of the legendary cases that you brought out about corruption. Yeah. Okay. When you tabulate just for 1 year, things that journalists have actually exposed, that we have recouped those monies.
Yeah.
And we needed 4 million Ghana cedis to buy that machine, dialysis machine, and we didn't get it. And all the jobs that journalists are doing, look at their pay, their salary, their allowances. Nothing to talk about. Now, you got nothing for them. You are not paying them well. You are not doing anything for them. And then you expose them to danger. And then you, the man who have been put there to protect them, you come and you carelessly make a statement like this. Look, totally ignore him. Respectfully. Totally ignore that statement. And then follow up with your statement. That, look, this is a GJA. That's your association. Freedom of association. Your association has spoken. For me, the last person I will talk to is this man. The next one, people I will talk to is the journalists themselves. Choose, in fact, in the joking parlance, they say choose your choose. In fact, choose who is speaking. Choose a proper voice. The voices are many. Listen to the voice that protects you.
Yeah.
And then finally, look, when you are traveling as a journalist, make sure that some will call themselves journalists with you, but make sure you see journalists. I'm repeating finally. On this travel of journalism, as you travel, some will call themselves journalists, but be careful. Just be careful. Because sometimes on issues, you look at some of the journalists and what they can say when it comes to the protection of journalists.
Yeah.
Look, when you go right and you think straight, this nation we sit in, journalists, priests were the ones who were speaking for our independence, and even through the military regimes. Journalists
now
were
they all want to
speaking.
be running mate.
All right.
The pastors want to be
much.
running mate. The journalists want to be. I don't know if Ayabuafo is also wants to be running mate, because now.
I mean, but if you want to be, for me, look,
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
But I tell you this. I know why I'm saying this. It's not because I'm sitting on the platform, but I'm saying, look, that is the last one we have. You go to the public sector, they've been gagged.
Okay.
Security officials have been gagged. This is the only platform that they can speak and expose.
All right, thank you very much.
May the good Lord bless our homeland.
Right, so
Ghana,
that's,
not in such balance.
I'm saying a very good morning to our embassy in Kinshasa.
Right.
They are watching us live
I
from
mean,
our
your wife's
embassy
country?
in Kinshasa, please.
Right.
I just said Kinshasa. So
See-
greetings to
is it-
all,
is it the man?
all the ambassador, the consul officer.
The man is greeting his in-laws.
I know.
They are Ghanaians. These are
But complete the
Ghanaians in
list.
our embassy.
No, he's only saying that like, no,
It's
complete
okay,
the
it's
list.
okay.
Ghanaians
Yeah,
in our
let's go.
embassies.
All right, I want to say a big thank you to my guest this morning, Jeffrey Okamoto-Okaase, who is
We are
the
going to Côte
Executive
d'Ivoire.
Director of Revenue Mobilization Africa, and Mensah Thompson, Executive Director for Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability. We can go, but we have to go without Mensah.
No, but
No, he's on honeymoon.
he's rather,
No, he can't
he's
go
rather
with
connected
us.
to a Francophone
He
country.
cannot go with us.
Congo, they speak